am up in this bitch. I'm gonna piggyback on what I've been saying, right? Keep telling y'all trying to tie y'allself to the east instead of your bloodline and ancestors and true nature. What up, D? I'm saying how I'm gonna say we, because I don't wanna, you know what I'm saying? We trying to tie ourselves to the east. That was our nature to do that, cause mama did it, grandma did it, cause that's what they were taught. But see, you trying to, what a double hat, we trying to tie ourselves to this book, cause it's world renowned to be a holy book. But once you investigate, the first book came from the Greeks, which is the babies from the north. All of them come from the north. The Northland, they come from the north. In the same way, people in America travel to that 33rd parallel, the same way they travel from north to the east. I believe they catch out of bounds, they will eat your ass up. Because that's their culture and that's who they was. But see, these people weren't even reading and writing yet from the north. When we did all the things that we did, we the ancient people. We the one that put structures up on this motherfucker, on this parallel. Navigating to a star that don't move. Ain't nobody never called this star north. And to these people that couldn't even read and write, that was in caves, come out and say it's north. See, I'm trying to show you that how dumb they is and why you shouldn't be paying no attention to them. And why you shouldn't even be paying no attention to them. See what I'm saying? Ain't nobody in the world never called this star north. Until these northerners came and tried to claim the whole star, like they try to claim the sun. They try to claim the whole star and says a pole where they at that it lines up with. That's why you can't find the pole. Because it ain't there. Because it ain't there. It ain't never been a north star. Ain't never been a Polaris. Pole. Nobody ain't never called that star that. The people who navigated and built those structures didn't call it North Pole, so why should you? That's not the name. Call it what your ancestors called it. Unmoving star, the star that don't move. That's what they navigated to. And they navigated to it because they knew it was stationary, so it gave them a sense of direction to navigate upon parallels upon the earth. On water, flat water. Boats don't go up and down hill, man. Boats navigate on flat water. So they navigate on a parallel of 33. The 33rd parallel is how they navigate and venturing out and seeking and doing things on other land. And they already told you the melanated people built all those structures. See, they gonna change all this shit. 10 years from now, this shit we talking about ain't gonna be changed all up. They gonna keep changing it up. They gonna keep changing it up. So they babies, they ventured out and met up with them Easterners, Asian motherfuckers. Them the ones that came down and threw out their little Greeks. They came down in them and met up with them other baby Europeans that come down there and call themselves Arabs and then went in there and took Egypt. And see, those books was written, the Bible was a collective of papyrus papers that was took out of Africa, Egypt. It was all mixed up because those Africans took over and started doing the same thing everybody else would follow suit and do, trying to replace the sun with Osiris. They make up a myth about an Osiris and a Haru and Isis and all that good shit. And that's why it's so easy for you to believe Jesus, because they got Africa, they got Haru, so that must be y'all trying to place this shit together. But at the same time, this ain't even none of your shit. You ain't from over there. You ain't no African. You ain't no motherfucking Asian. And you not a northerner. You from the real Holy Land, the people who went and helped them and built those structures and took them and cultivated all their lands, bro. Everywhere you went, they started, everywhere you went and built them goddamn structures and cultivated their lands and helped them, because they always telling them there was famine in the land, they were starving, they were eating each other. What's up, baby? They were eating each other. They were doing all that. They were doing all that. Over there in that northeast in Africa. They were doing all that. They were doing all that. They were eating you too. I'm telling you what's going on. So when they wrote the first Old Testament, the Pentateuch, all that, when they first wrote that, they was writing, they took a collective of papers, of papyrus papers, scrolls. They took a collective and rewrote and did what they wanted to do off of what the Egyptians had put down. Not the Egyptians, them Africans. Because them Egyptians, your bloodline. The true Egyptians, every time you look at the papyrus, you see copper tone people on them papyrus, bro. You just look at it. Just look at it. The old scrolls, you see copper tone people like you on them papyrus, bro. And then they get to the point where they want to take over and be in charge and take over, and then they turn that shit into black power. They put Osiris, goddamn ass, in place of the sun. That ain't what the Western world was about. The Western world was about respecting nature, because they're the gods of agriculture. You got to have the sun, so they got to respect the sun. That's why they respect nature so much, because that's how they was able to have everything they had in abundance. Because the sun grow the crops. You can't become a civilized people till you can feed yourself without eating each other up. These people eating each other up, bro. Both sides, the north and the east, they eating each other up. They try to make it sound smooth today, like it was during times of famine. And if you had a choice to eat your mama than to eat another motherfucker from another race, who you gonna eat, your mama or this motherfucker from another race? But they want to tell you that, oh, nah, they practiced that on each other, and it's never recorded that they ate other races. Man, they were eating your ass up by nature. That's their nature. That's their culture. Some of them were still walking on all fours and everything. Being born with horns, tails, hooves. Hooves like feet. They had no feet, they had hooves. Mixing in bestiality. Man, these folks still lick their dog in the mouth to this day. Kiss dog lick them all in their mouth, and then they tongue, all that shit. That ain't in your nature. That's in their nature. So when the Greeks came down, when they wrote the shit was called, the book was called a Biblos. You hear me? And they wrote it. Not your ancestors. They wrote it way over there in that east. It's your book right here. This the book they wrote for you right here. Once they done got there and got in control. You see, the East took over the South. The South is Africa. The northwest tip of Africa sit in the West, but that's why we was so going across the Atlantic fucking with them little moles there. Them the motherfuckers that turned in on us with them. On that northwest tip, where them European countries sit, right above that. Yeah, right there. But they went in and wrote that shit. Oh, they went in and wrote, I don't want to say shit. They went in and wrote that book off of the shit they took out of Egypt. And the stories they compiled out of there were stories of the Africans being defined towards the sun too. I want to say God. Towards God too. Now they gonna put Osiris in front of the sun. I showed y'all the screenshot of all the crucified saviors and stuff, bro. Osiris being the first one. And motherfucker had so much respect for Egypt, so motherfucker falling in line. That's why I got out of there. When I realized Osiris was a mythological character, I said, shit, man, I might well go on back and kick it with my mama and just be submissive to my Jesus. Shit, if I'm gonna do it like that, I'm trying to find the truth. That's why I got out of the African shit. They got cocaine in their DNA. That shit come from the Western world. How you get it? And now we're seeing they got these structures built on the 33rd parallel, and all those built by melanated people, so you know they came from the Western world. So they let you know the Americans been here, been built those structures. And everywhere they went and built those structures for those people in those areas, that became their cradle of civilization. Everywhere they went, it became a cradle of civilization. They ain't gonna do nothing but go find their river, go find their water. Irrigation. You got to water the crops. You got to get near their water. That's the irrigation system. Then they start making rivers. They know these folks have been doing this shit. And then they start bringing soil to them, bringing seeds, cultivating their land, and it becomes their cradle of civilization. Mesopotamia, all of them on that 33rd parallel with the American people out the Americas came and built those structures. And they snapped it. You can go see it, but you got to be able to look past all the dumb shit. You got to be able to look past all the dumb shit, and you'll be able to see it. See? And then, last time, when they got ready to turn in on the Moors had to go ahead and admit that we're not the gods. They came from the West. The people who brought all these apples, they were calling all the fruits apples. Oranges, plums, everything was apples to them. All they know was fruit. They know it was good, the apple. That's why the apple hold the knowledge today. I used to make my children teach an apple up for that knowledge. Everybody still getting teachers apples. They should still. I don't know. That was one of the things I used to do. Take the teacher apple, put the apple on the desk though. Y'all don't remember that? Mama seen you to school with an apple. Sometimes you eat the motherfucker. You get that teacher the apple. Hell, I hate that bitch. I told you to get that goddamn teacher the apple. There's respect for her teaching you, for giving you knowledge. The apple hold the knowledge. The knowledge comes from the West with a garnet. The apple trees is in the West. And see these people right here, these British people right here. This your book. That's why you ain't in that book. But you chasing the East. You ain't in that book. They're your book right here. And they finna pick it back. They finna piggyback it right here. See, they gonna take all the shit out about not being oppressed and running from oppression. Nuh-uh, don't run. They gonna take all that out of them. All the things the Israelites, when they gonna take all that out. They gonna take all that out. Yeah, I know it. You take it for giving you that knowledge, didn't you feel me? So they gonna take all that out and then start adding scriptures to make sure you be a obedient slave. Don't worry about God. You just obey your earthly master. They throw add scriptures in there so-called they finna enslave you on this land. And then feed you a story like you came from Africa. See, that's how this shit went, bro. See, this your book right here. The Negro slave, British, West India. You know, that's your book right there. This when you come in contact in the Western world with the new concepts, and you don't. This is when you're gonna lose This is when you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose respect for nature right here. This is when you're gonna lose contact with your ancestors put down. This is when you're gonna lose. This is when you're gonna become engulfed into this unnatural world, bro. Cause they made up all this bullshit. Now they finna enslave. Then they making it up. Then you gonna be beat down. You can't read no more. Then they took your language and flipped it and everything. Now, John, I'm gonna show you how they connected this motherfucker. I'm gonna show you the connection. Now I told y'all when they ended the Old Testament, they still mixed and mingled that shit up in there, but they flipped it and started putting themselves in front of the sun. Check this out. If you remember, there was a man that really loved. He really loved this prophet. His name was Elijah. Y'all remember Elijah? At the end of the Old Testament, they were talking about the return of God and all that. And he came. God came as the Son of righteousness. He came as the Son of righteousness. S-U-N. He came. You understand? And when he came, he ascended Elijah because he loved Elijah. He was one. He loved Elijah, and Elijah ascended without death. There was a lot of people in heaven where they were right. I'm gonna get to that later on. There was people in heaven when God was creating all this. There were people in heaven with him. Who they is in their story. See, who they is in their story. They up there with him already. But he ascended Elijah, and Elijah had that purple robe, that staff, and it fell on the ground. Now that's why purple. See what I'm talking about? That's how it goes. His special thing that he did was ascend Elijah to the heavens, ascended him to the heavens without death. So he went to heaven in human form. Huh? This is where the British gonna go ahead and start the New Testament. This is how they're gonna piggyback, because Elijah is gonna return as John the Baptist. You know who that did? Yeah, Elijah gonna return as John the Baptist. See, it's a prophecy. Is it script or prophecy? Is this a script? Just go to heaven, goddamn, without dying? Is it a script, or is this true prophecy coming from these people who just not learn how to read and write and trying to take your shit and trying to convince you that they know something that you don't know, and you done went all around the world and fed the world and civilized it? Now you're gonna listen to the most uncivilized. The British, these folks, people in the North, is the most uncivilized people on the earth, bro. These the most uncivilized people on the earth, bro. So they connect. This is why Martha and Mary, that's why the children are dancing in their bellies, though. Because by prophecy, that's why couldn't nobody baptize Jesus but John the Baptist. He had to be the one to do it. They rejoiced in their stomachs. And see, this would connect John the Baptist up. This is what connect John the Baptist to Ben. You remember they was over there, they said John the Baptist is the father of all masonry. And we researched it deep. How the fuck he gonna be the father of all masonry? Let me see where his temper at. His temper in him hard. His temper in him hard. What you mean he ain't got no stone strokes? He just sitting back, just trying to figure out. This somebody writing for him, trying to figure out how to intertwine this script, bro. And now they try to hide that shit. But we went and got it. I'm gonna go find that shit. I talked to him, I said, no, he would consider to be the father of masonry. And this is where the Masonic shit don't start. And this is why 33 is so important to them. This is why Jesus died at 33. They piggybacking off your shit and putting all their deities in front of that son instead of respecting nature itself. That's how they piggyback. That's the piggyback. And that's how they connected themselves to what the East had going on. Now they gonna come in and slave you. They're gonna do the same thing they did to the South. The North gonna do the same thing to the West that the East did to the South. But they gonna do it their way. Because they got that pistol play and shit now. So they got that pistol play. See, this is how they finally came and got the homeland. This is why the old people used to tell you, we're in the belly of the beast. This is where that saying come from. Nigga be saying shit, but they don't be understanding where this shit come from. We in the belly of the beast because we was engulfed by the North. That's why they call you North America. This ain't no North America. This is the West Indies. This is the West Indies, and it's a plateau. And it's flat just like they see it in real life. In real life. And that's why my book is called The Brick Clip, because when the British started getting down, they clipped lands. They clipped North America, which is the West Indies. They clipped this land, which is the belly of the beast. And then they clipped that land over there in the east. They want to cross, and they was off in the east, near Spain. Spain sits over Africa over there. Right over there, that's where they went and grabbed that star and called it the North Pole. It said it was a pole. That's where the pole come in at. Ain't no pole. Ain't nobody ain't nobody in ancient times said nothing about no pole and no globe, man. The Greeks the one took the globe down, the down into Egypt. Y'all people is not no Greeks, bro. They ain't your ancestors. You ain't no Greeks. You ain't came from no North. People would think about them Greeks and these Northerners. They claiming to be West, but you the West. They took your shit. You go back and try to research. They gonna say the first time being cataloged or the first time being recorded, they recording your history for you and redoing it. Why are they recording and cataloging shit for the Western world and they Northerners? You the North Star. How you gonna be the North and the West? No war, no wise, no wise, no wise. Cause we ain't met with y'all, cause we came over there and built some on your 33rd parallel, which you ain't got no structure on the 33rd parallel, so that let us know our people ain't even fuck with you. You wasn't there to be fucked with. You was in the cave somewhere doing God knows what. You the same one that can't stand that sun and get that melanoma. That's why we know there's melanin in them skies, cause y'all know what the hell that shit is. Real talk in real life. But hey man, I'm just chilling, man. I'm just popping. I got some screenshots, but I don't go through all the holes, man. I'm just trying to show you, man, you're supposed to be in the West, because that's where you at. You always been here. This is where you at, and this is where you always been. Right here. You never came from no Africa. You've been brainwashed out your shit. And this is the Western Plateau. Every the earth on a plateau except the Western Plateau. Even in their book, them Asians, the Asian is an Oriental. Ori mean east. Gog is the east. When they go to talk about corners of the earth, Gog, the east corner, 4 corners. The earth cross. See, the south, Giza Plateau. The south, that's Africa. Magog, that's the north corner over here. Over here with them the Neanderthals, them folks that came and shaved themselves down and genetically modified themselves, and now they all masters. And here go our book right here. You looking for your book here right here. And they ain't give it to you to the 1800s. And it's supposed to be an ancient book. And when they was talking about ancient time, they told you not the Negro. Ham is the progenitor of all the dog races except the Negro. You're not African. You're not African. Get what else on that 33rd parallel? Golden Heights. When I told you, I said Trump went over there to goddamn take that water from them folks, bro. Remember I told y'all that Trump went over there to take that water from them folks, bro. He went over and took the water from Palestine. That was back in 2017, 2018, wasn't it, D? That was back in 2017, 2018 when that nigga went and took that water from them folks that was in Golden Heights and started ishing out the water and everything. Boy, you can't do nothing without no water. You got a structure over there on the 33rd parallel. I went and researched it. I be slick with it. I went and researched it. We got a structure over there. But I'm gonna get up off him, man. Come back and play me some music or something. You know what I'm saying? That's enough for the day. I said, Bill, I just go through some damn screenshot. I want me to go some post up there. Situated up here. I'm gonna go through some of these screenshots. I got good screenshots. That's a good screenshot. Let me see what I got in. I've been fucking with a lot of shit though. It might be fucked up. Let me fucking with a lot of shit. Let me go back that way. See what all I got up there. Some bullshit. I don't even see this. Let me see this. That low back up. This is. Oh, this one they were getting them. That one they were getting them heads too. See what I'm saying? And that used to be a trophy. That was a trophy for them to get there and get your skulls. They were trying to show you what happened to them people. What happened to them people? Them people. Elijah especially started. Oh, I just went straight. I just randomly picked. See, I just randomly picked that. But see, they was getting skulls. They been collecting skulls. They collected skulls in the book, in Kings. They collect skulls, bro, and they like trophies of melanated people. And see, Gemini tried to come back and straighten that shit up. But you just told me yesterday that this is what they do. Now you trying to be on some more shit, thinking I'm coming from a different direction. See what I'm saying? Think I'm coming from a different direction, but this is what they did. And so once they turned in on them people, what you think happened to them? What you think happened to them? If they eat them people up, they had to eat them people up, man. They had to eat them people up, bro. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. They had to feast off them people, bro. They had to eat. I don't know where you can get rid of the dominant gene and the melanated indigenous people live there. They'll be prominent in that area right now. They'll still be prominent in that area right now. They ain't gonna never go nowhere. Just like you ain't never left here. Just like you still here. The only difference between them motherfuckers over there and these people in the north, they freaks. They freaks. They fucking enslaved, they raping, they doing like they freaking in the motherfucker. They horny little devils. That's the difference between them. They bring you the dinosaur, they got the dragon over there, they bring the dinosaur history over here. The Fred Flintstone over here. Dumb as the hell. They try to claim that North Star and goddamn claim that North Star to be right where they at. And that's where they created that first North Pole at. That's where they created that first North Pole at. And that's on that X marked the spot. That's why I will never let that spot go. They can't let that spot go. And then they try to disguise it within the concepts of a globe. They try to disguise it within the concepts of a globe, bro. That's what the fuck happened. These dumb motherfuckers try to claim the Star of Polaris as they own and call it the North Star Polarius. They claimed it and put it and said it set right over their little unification where they united with that East at. And that's where they try to create that first North Pole at, right there. That's boss talk. They can't change it. I ain't no scholar. And I don't do this for dollars. I ain't no scholar and I don't do it for dollars, bro. In real life. They can't change that spot, bro. They created a North Pole right in the center of where they get down at. Right there in Italy somewhere. Right there in motherfucking Tuscany, the mountains of Tuscany. That's where that first North Pole was created at, bro. And then they try to disguise it. As they go, you know they got to keep changing because that's what liars do. And so now they're going to make it a sphere. Now they're going to make this motherfucker be a sphere. Then they said it was a perfect sphere. It was perfect. A perfect round sphere. Now they talking about this oblate. Now they talking about this oblate. It's an oblate like a pear and all this shit. It's going to change some more. But this information we got today, they going to change this shit up. That's why it's important to goddamn pass the knowledge down to your people, bro. Because we supposed to get back. We supposed to get back to who we supposed to be. We supposed to get back to owning and taking care of ourselves on our land. We got to get back. We supposed to have us generational wealth. Because, man, the Americans, the people, the indigenous people of America, man, they cultivated and civilized the whole damn world, bro. And them people that sit right over there in the north came across them falls and came back in on us from Spain, from the east to the west. Christopher Columbus come to the west, and they came across them falls, Niagara Falls, from the Canadian Falls, out them mountains, over into our land, and started slaving us with them pistols and them rifles and them goddamn hand grenades. That's what the fuck happened. That's how they got you. That's how they won with their gunplay. That's how they beat you. And then they ain't have to do that no more once they made you believe in they God, bro. That's how all this shit happen. But you the God. Know that you the God. Know that Melanation 3GD is the shit. And know that I ain't gonna say nothing but the truth. Because a lot of this shit hurt my feelings. Yo, I cry sometimes. I ain't lying. This shit I be so mad about this shit. That's why this shit up in me like that. Cause I ain't get a chance to die. For it, my nigga. Fight for it, my nigga. What's mine, what's rightfully mine. You don't take shit from me. Then I gotta come out here and pick this cotton and shake around this motherfucking truck. That's goddamn try to get a piece of motherfucking toast on the goddamn table, nigga, not supposed to be. And I know who I am. Yeah, I shed tears sometimes. So sometimes your feelings just gotta be hurt. My grandma said that truth like rain. You don't care who it get wet. If it come down and it rain, you gonna get wet. It's like that rain, like the truth like rain. It said, if I tell you something, my grandma used to tell me, boy, if I tell you something, and it's the truth, and it hurts your feelings, well, baby, you just gonna have some hurt ass feelings. So I learned a lot from my grandma. And she was all out. My grandma had more understanding of me than my mom and my sister. She getting a little bit. But me and my grandma used to go too from there. I've been asking my grandma inquisitive questions since I was a child. And me and her, y'all, I helped my grandma learn how to read. How to spell shit. But she got it. She looked at me one day, she said, baby, everything you done told me is the truth. Everything you done told me, I done found it to be the truth. But, she put that but in there. I've been doing it my way so long. Just that I said, I understand that, Grandma. I just want you to know your grandson is crazy. And I ain't going. And she died knowing her grandson was no damn fool. And she told me, if I tell you something, you ask me, especially if you ask me, if I tell you something, and it's the truth, and it hurts your feelings, but damn, baby, you just gonna have some hurt ass feelings, because I ain't finna lie to you. That's what my grandma told me. But look at this. Elijah, he said Elijah held exceptional high status with the Lord. I can't see over there because it messed up. Says with the Lord, with God, he was one of God's most faithful and deeply respected prophets. God vindicated him with miraculous fire, spoke to him in a still small voice, and he look what they said. He got there and descended. He directly ascended to the heavens without experiencing death. In this script is a prophecy, and this is what they connected on to. And John the Baptist is Elijah. John the Baptist is Elijah. You understand? That's how he come back. Now he said when the day of the return, when he come back. So when Jesus came back, that supposed to be the decision, man. That supposed to be judgment day. That supposed to be judgment day then. But judgment day had already came in Malachi because he came as the son of righteousness. So now they piggyback and write their shit, and they let them go down and write that New Testament. They allowed these motherfucking Neanderthals to write a New Testament to enslave the Western world and come on in on the Western world and take over the world. And got us out of space right now. Everybody out of space believing on the globe. And ain't no ancestor never said nothing about no pole, no globe. We ain't fuck around in the north. If we fucked around in the north, they have some on that 33rd parallel, which they don't. But they got all our records and shit. Because every time you got to try to go back to the records, it's gonna start with the Greeks. The Greeks would come out of the west, as far as goddamn going into Egypt. They're coming from this side, northwest. See what I'm saying? But we the Western world. Every time you try to go research, it's gonna start with the Greeks having your shit. Then once you do that, you're gonna understand that they got a whole lot of shit down in the Vatican, a whole lot of shit in Britain that belong to you. All these structures, all these ancient structures on this building were built by melanated people, bro. And they didn't admit that. So I said what I had to say. I said what I had to say about the jam from goddamn break. Motherfucking members on this bitch today. Shout out to goddamn my Mellow Nation 3GD, my motherfucking people that fuck with, you know what I'm talking about? Because we deal with that direct source. They talking about resources and middlemans and all that. We deal with the direct source of existence. The sun is the sun. The sun that one gonna bring that light to you. And it's a melanated disk that sit inside that sun. That will go itself. And that's what they don't want to. That's what they don't want to accept. I know you can't goddamn get to the afterlife by going through Osiris and Horus. Horus can't grab your hand and take you to his daddy. And the Pope them goddamn they feeding out with them. They feeding out what they got. They got the same shit. They got they shit from Osiris. But I'm here to tell you my shit. Fuck Osiris. That's what I'm here to say. Fuck them Africans. Cause they fucked it up too. They fucked it up too. They wanted to replace the sun too. They want to make up milks and all that shit too. Sitting over there with my cocaine in their system. And that shit come out that Western world. That was my first time. I said, man, what the fuck these niggas somebody got cocaine? They said, hey, you can't get that but 3 places in the world. Now all 3 of them places in the West. In the West Indies. But that's where we at, the West Indies. And I just showed y'all book. That's the first time I found out about these through these British. You know what I'm talking about? Look at that shit. There is no historical archaeological evidence, New Okay. While archaeologists find it shows that Neanderthal occasionally practiced cannibalism against other Neanderthals during the time of extreme starvation, they not. So you gonna tell me if they find a nigga, they ain't gonna eat the nigga? They gonna say, nah, we don't eat no nigga. We don't eat no nigga. But I eat my auntie. I eat my babies. There's some shit in the Bible where a lady was crying to the king mad because the lady tricked her to eat her. Man, these folks been eating babies up, man. These folks been eating each other up, bro. You think they ain't that what happened to all our people, bro? They ate them up. They ate them up. And then get what they did with their skulls and shit. Made cathedrals out of them. Made cathedrals out of their skulls. In real life. Y'all playing with these evil ass folks like y'all don't know what the fuck going on, man. That's why I don't play, girl. I went to that bitch one day and asked them motherfucker. I asked them motherfucker one day, I said, man, what the fuck? Let me ask this motherfucker how melody tastes. See, that was the original word for carnival. I was telling y'all about the carnival. The original word, it wasn't carnivore. The word was carnival. They brought them carnivals over here and all them little children used to come missing at all them carnivals. Right here in the United States of America, I'm old enough to remember this shit, bro. We couldn't go to the carnival and have no good time. Everybody had to hold hands in that bitch. That's how many children coming up missing. You got to hold hands and walk through that bitch because these motherfuckers were snatching up children. The removal of meat. In real life, bro. These folks, both of them practice cannibalism. So you think that if they catch your ass goddamn cross that goddamn K9 line that I made a line called the K9 line. That's what I call it. I call that bitch the K9 line. That bitch run from Canada all the way over to Canada. From Canada to Canada. You fuck around across that line and get caught up the same way if you get caught down in the dogwoods right now, they gonna fuck your ass around. All that holy shit gonna go out the window. Next thing you gonna know, you gonna see a cross on fire, some shit, a rope hanging out of motherfucker. To this day, they gonna bust your ass up. You gonna fuck about what you talking about? You get caught that K-line line, they will hunt your bitch ass. You think these folks want to eat your ass up? Tell me what the fuck happened to an indigenous race of people all over the 33rd parallel that they got to admit that they was indigenous. They trying to say they was indigenous. They didn't. They traveled there. So what happened to them? If they was indigenous to that land, what happened to them? Eventually, that land gonna become a melanated land, bro. That's why they love. That's why you think they got Osiris dick that obelisk. Why you think they got that bitch erected like that? Man, the white man and the white woman love a black dick, man. You a fuck what you talking about? I don't know what we talking about those melanation. I'm trying to tell you what's going on. They were raping the slaves. Man, women, and children. This recorded shit. This recorded shit. you ain't gonna goddamn get rid of no melanated people if you over there having sex with them, if they living there, they indigenous, they with a village, you know they eat, sleeping, and fucking. So you mean to tell me these people fucking and having children over there, and then they just now it's predominantly Asian, it's predominantly this race, it's predominantly this race, and you don't see no niggas, you don't see no niggas in Israel, Palestine, you don't see no niggas over there. Then in the book they say, goddamn, that motherfucker God told them to go in there and kill every man, woman, child, cut the babies out the bellies, leave nothing breathing in that bitch. But that's their story. That's their story. What happened to them people that built them guys? They ancestors, they little children, they little offsprings and shit still should be there, bro. How they get rid of them? Sacrificing. You know what the sacrifice is. Y'all niggas Illuminati. Y'all niggas Greeks. Y'all niggas believe in this shit. Y'all know what the fuck y'all do. Y'all sacrifice. They goddamn use the skulls to drink out of. They drink the blood out the skull. See that Illuminati shit ain't shit. Skull and bone run this bitch. See that what made George Bush so raw. That nigga skull and bone. When we got them, that nigga daddy said once we'll come to doing what we're doing. In this new world order, once we're successful, and we will be, them the motherfuckers behind the scene that run shit, Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones run this bitch. Them motherfuckers ate them motherfucking folks up and made cathedrals out of their skulls and their bones, bro. Now y'all think I'm playing. Go look it up. Anybody that hear this video, anybody that hear this live, go look up what I'm telling you and look at them goddamn cathedrals that they was making, and then you know it's way more than that. And that's how I caught wind of my partner. I'ma call him my partner, he don't know nothing about it. That nigga fuck around and like one of my comments. I damn goddamn thought that nigga was Michael Jackson. I said, that nigga like my comment, dog. I told my baby, I said, that nigga like my comment. She like, nigga, what the fuck type shit you? I said, I wanna talk to that nigga the truth. That's how I came in contact with that man, bro. With me and D, he was over there, we over there goddamn, I'm showing them the skull cathedrals and shit, got chandelier skull, the whole, everything built out of skulls. Everything built out of skulls. That's my ancestors. That's what them people at, they goddamn built them. That's what them people at, bro. I ain't trying to laugh, but that's what them people at, they ate them people up, fucked them people around and built skulls and built cathedrals and temples and all kind of shit with their skulls, bro. In real life, that what the fuck happened. Ain't nowhere in the hell some indigenous melanated people was over there and you can't find a trace of them today. And then what they did was try to claim their bloodline to gain their power and their royalty. I got that screenshot in this bitch. Well, let me see can I find that motherfucking screenshot. I got that screenshot in it. Try to claim their goddamn royalty and try to claim their bloodline because they say it's something about Javari. The Javari screenshot I got. I said, how the fuck they goddamn, I traced the bloodline to go back to South America. Right where I'm standing on the Nazca plate chilling. Guard my dope, because I said I'm gonna find out who came. This Peruvian flag, you know, Peru. I want to know who came and got that. Fuck Colombia. I want to know who got that. Who one of y'all came and got that purple panties, Mike? That's who got the power. Whoever came and got that purple dope, that's who got the power. I knew that. She said, I knew that all real, bro. On everything. That's I'm gonna stand right here. I'm gonna stand right here until I figure out who got this dope up. Real shit. Real shit. I might not. I might be too far ahead. You don't give me the so many. Don't give me the so many. Like I done got into the counter view. See, let me see. I might, but I think I showed the other day. Look it up. Drinking out their skull. Making cups out their skull, bro. Look at that shit. There it is right there. What it is? I'm trying to find that bloodline. Let me see if I can find that bloodline shit. I might be there. Look at that shit. Including nomadic Eurasian tribes. Eurasian tribes? These folks, Eurasian, come on, man. He trying to say that they ain't eat no niggas up. He bullshit. Bitch can't tell me no anything. Did not vanish nowhere. They did. Where the fuck they went? They didn't because they at home. You talking about in Mississippi now, they ain't vanished. I'm talking about the ones that sailed away from here. I'm talking about the ones that sailed away from here. Fuck you talking about? I'm talking about the ones that sailed away from here. What happened to them? What happened to them? So I'm arguing with about some more shit now. But I got that screenshot, man, where they say them motherfuckers, they went down to one of them tombs where they had a tomb where they were burying bones at. The indigenous people did. And them motherfuckers went down there and tried to claim rights to all that shit. They tried to, but that's what they did to everybody. That's what they did to all the tribes, bro. They came in and claimed your bloodline. That's how these so-called natives doing now. They claiming your bloodline. These motherfuckers ain't no motherfucking Blackfoots and all that shit. Cherokees and all that shit. They ain't none of that. These folks ain't built no goddamn mounds. They came over here living in teepees. Let them tell it. That's why they try to get rid of the teepee and the Eskimo story. Bitch, y'all told us y'all Eskimos took them on. That's why you know they in cahoots. The Eskimo one helped the motherfucking white man get to the North Pole. That's what they taught me in school. They don't want you to talk about that no more. Y'all taught me igloo and teepee. Bitch. Yeah, like that way. Y'all bitches taught me igloo and teepee, bitch. And why they can't show this shit here? They ain't never goddamn sale called that people know why they can't what they preserve everything. Everything in the museum. This the 1800s. This the 1800s. And you can't show me the good ship Jesus, the Mother Mary, and the grace of God. These are slave ships. These the names of the slave ships. The grace of God, the Mother Mary, Maryland, shout out to Maryland, shout out to my indigenous Western Plateau, so-called state, tribal Maryland, Maryland. Fuck y'all talking about. These are names of the slave ships in the 1800s. You mean to say, man, I can show you a ship where goddamn the blood, show you the bloodline that they buried that ship when they went cross over there to the Giza Plateau, and that blood, and them three people that built that on the Giza Plateau over there in Egypt. See, Dr. Ben said there was a connection between Memphis and Memphis. I never forget he said that shit. And that my nigga rolled that car, he's showing you the bloodline came from here. And once they sailed over there, ain't no spiritual boat and all that spiritual boat shit. No, this boat hit the water. And when they got over there, they buried that boat down in that bitch, so we been on the water. Khufu, Menkaure, and Khafre. Them three pyramids that lined up with Orion's belt. That's our shit. Cygnus and Orion, that we building the miles and doing that shit over here and took that shit over there. And he's showing you that the bloodline who built those pyramids on the plateau of Giza, in the Giza Plateau, that's our bloodline. And they took it and corrupted with that Osiris shit. That's what the fuck happened. That's what the fuck happened. That's your bloodline. Them pyramids on the Giza Plateau, man, that's our bloodline, bro. And when they got over there in the tomb, they buried the ship that they rode over there, and they got the boat in the motherfucker. They buried the boat down in the bitch, bro. So here come the 1800s. These dumbass motherfuckers want us to fall for this story. They preserve everything. They got everything in museums everywhere. Why they can't show you one of these slave ships, bro? Enslavement of the motherfucker. Brainwash the motherfucker trying to teach you shit. They can't show you the good. Just like they can't show you no bones, no tombs, or none of those people they wrote about. And they tell you that they all of them buried in a place called Europe, aka Mesopotamia, aka Iraq, aka they went and took that and made it against the law for you. You can think about it all you want to, but it's against the law for you. You must be speaking on trying to find any of those people. done dug up all kind of ancient tombs of ancient people and all kind of shit. But you can't produce no tombs, no adequate tombs, no bodies, no mummies, or none of these people y'all talking about, because y'all ain't no history. Yeah, ante up, man. Y'all niggas, y'all stay anted up around this bitch. Y'all stay anted up around this bitch. I got y'all back, man. I ain't no scholar, and I don't do this for dollars. You see what I'm talking about? I really don't. Let's go. I really don't. I don't do it for dollars. I said, boom. I'm out this bitch. The truth don't need no help. It ain't. Straight it ain't gonna bend, break, or fold, man. Melanation 3G for life, man. 3G, the 3 G's of deception, God, globe, and gravity. That's my shit for life. You hear me? FED, flat earth discussion. I ain't debating with you niggas. I'm dropping like it's supposed to be dropped. And shout out to the first lady of Daniela. My chocolate drop. That's my melanated sunshine. That's my sunshine now. Yeah. You gotta respect me. I gotta respect that like the sunshine. You hear me? Y'all be doing this shit. But y'all go back. I'm gonna go back and run back and listen to this video. And then my goddamn package of more shit I wanna pop off, I'm gonna come pop that shit off. I'm gonna keep on popping the truth out here. And I'm gonna keep on respecting my ancestors and letting y'all know that this is the West Plateau. You ain't got nothing to do with that east, that far east, that north, nothing to do. It's the Western Plateau to civilize everybody in the world. Everywhere you went, and everywhere you went and mixed and mingled with them, you started their cradle of civilization. That's real talk. Now think about that. Everywhere you went, they became their cradle of civilization. So who civilized them? Who civilized them? In the end game, she got chess. She got shit called chess. In the end game, they came on over and took the Holy Land, which is the Western Plateau, the belly of the beast. Y'all be good, man. I'm out this bitch. I said, boom.